Hi YouTubers, and today I'm actually gonna be doing a little project, and this project is changing my canister filter. At the moment I've got a Otto 1800. It's been with the tank for such a long time. It's an old Chinese made filter. Regardless, it's actually quite reliable. The only thing is the hoses and the components on it is quite brittle, which means needs changing anyway. It's still working, and there's a lot of bio substrate in it, which I'll be reusing in my new filter. It's rated at 1800, and it's placed in my 6-foot tank. I'll be changing it to another Chinese made one, and I'm just going to show you. So there it is there. It's actually quite big. It just fits into the cabinet, and it's rated at 2600, so it's actually another 800 litres per hour output on it. And what I'll be doing is testing this before transferring it over, and but I'll probably also need to take some water out, because this is a specialised tank with downpipes. So first things first, I'm just going to test the new filter to make sure all the components are working. There's nothing worse than installing it only to find that it's not working. So this is basically a test run. So I've turned it on, and you can see the outflow's there and the inflow's working with air coming out, so it's all good. Just going to turn it off now. Now this is going to be the hard part, trying to take this out and put in the new canister filter in. There's several approaches, and bear with me as I try to figure it out. The hose on this outlet, or inlet, sorry, which is this one, is actually smaller than the canister filter, which is this one here. So I need to retrofit a new hose, which it's more like a expander or reducer hose, and there's several methods of doing that. So first of all, he's gonna source a hose actually that size, and fit it into the larger hose, which is this one here. But I can't use the old hose because it's actually quite brittle, and I need something a bit more flexible. This tank needs a water change anyway, and I've got all the Java fern hanging around everywhere, only because it's he's so strong, he's a powerful swimmer, and it's uprooted all the Java fern. So I'm going to take it all out and take the water out, and to a level where it's actually lower, about this high, so the water doesn't go into the inlet, and I'm going to turn it off. Once I've done that, I can start the process of changing the hose. So now I've got a siphon in there, and it's siphoning out the water. The siphon goes outside, and the water just comes out quite easy. So I need a reducer / enlarger for the new canister filter, and the problem is I've got a hose that's actually doesn't fit the inlet pipe, and they're actually quite hard to get in. So what I'm going to do is actually pop that into hot water, and that into hot water, and what it's going to do is this is actually hot water, boiling water, and what it's going to do is actually make it more malleable. And when that becomes more malleable, and once it starts bending a bit, you can pop it in like so. So what you can see there now is the hose, and it's in there about 5 centimeters. It's gonna, once it cools down, it's gonna tighten up real nicely and make it really watertight. And that's basically my connection for the new canister filter. Okay, so now the next step of the process is actually to take these fittings out. The water level has pretty much been drained now, and it's below the line of the inlet, so I can start changing the canister filter and taking. It's going to be a messy project, mainly because of the spillage of the water, so a towel is actually a good idea. Now I'm just going to take the hose out. That's the outlet there, taken away from the main tank. So essentially this is disconnected from the tank now, and I just got to take it all out. Once that's done, we just got to put the new hose into that inlet. Basically this is the hose, and it's going to go like that. When trying to cut the hose, I try to use a serrated blade, and the reason why is that I can saw through the hose a bit more finely. You can use a normal blade, but I find a serrated one's actually probably better. Now it's a matter of attaching it to it. So this is the old canister filter now. So what I'm going to do is take all the substrate out and all the biofilter and put it in the new one. Essentially I've got a lot of biofilter in there, as you can see, noodle, and I'm going to put it in the compartments of the new one. It's a good idea just to, before I put everything back in its place, just connect the fixtures just to check to see everything's working. Because the worst thing you can do is put everything in and find out it's leaking. But you can fix things straight away in the meantime if things feel wary. So this is what I'm doing. So I'm filling up the water like so. And when that fills up, it's going to go down in there, and if I zoom in, you can see it's filling up the hose, and the most important part is actually probably this part here, and it seems to be going nicely. position it in such a way that it's actually close to the door, so if I need to move it, I can. The other thing is you've got to realise is this part here. I don't know if you can see it or not. Just move that away, so that connection there, it's, you know, there's a bit of freedom there, so it won't strain the connections there. And that part here where we actually retrofitted the connection on the reducer or enlarger, or whatever you want to call it. It's not meant to strain that, so by giving it a bit more freedom and give and looping it around as such like that, we should be able to make it work. The other thing is this part will be turned around like that, and that's an outlet, and they'll go back into the tank. Okay, the inlet hose has been cut now, so I'm going to pop that in there. So now I'm going to position the outlet. So this is the outlet hose. So this is the outlet hose, and it's going to be connected over here. It's going to measure it and cut it the right size so there's not too much length going back into the hose, because too much length will actually probably reduce the flow rate as well. So now I'm going to fill the water up again, and once it gets filled up, I'll test the filter. So the water's filling up, you can see some bubbles coming out there, and it's coming in there. So now we'll turn it on. And everything seems to be priming properly. The beauty about having a inlet like that is that you don't really have to prime the filter. It does it all for you automatically. There's the outlet going there. I just basically connected a simple outlet, no spray bar. I find that spray bars, it's just a bit of higher maintenance, and just by connecting just a simple thing is much better. It's only a makeshift one though, because the canister filter I had was short of some parts, because that canister filter was given to me. This is the final run, and I'm just going to turn it on now. See the water's coming out of the front. It's quite strong, 2,400 compared to 1,800 previously. And this filter hopefully should last me a bit more longer than the old one. And that's how I update my canister filter for Sam's tank.